Hello, 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 hello. Doo, doo, boom, 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 boom. You are live. We are receiving your content. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. A real pleasure to have you here today. My name is Dustin Cormier. Welcome to my show, How to Rock Spirit, where we talk about all things astrology and spirit and what have you. Astrology is just a great precursor for me to talk spirituality through. On today's episode, we are going to be talking about the Year of the Monkey personality coming through the persona of Pisces Sun. The Sun being in Pisces around the months of, I believe it's April, March. I always mix this area up. November 21st is Sagittarius, December 21st is Capricorn, January 21st is Aquarius, February 21st till March 21st is Pisces Sun. So today we're going to be talking about the combination of the Chinese Eastern sign of the monkey with the Western sun sign of Pisces. If you're interested, I just did a whole video just now about these two signs in combination. It's the Year of the Monkey, Jupiter ruled Sun. So that's Sagittarius and Pisces. It's about a 4-hour video talking about Sagittarius and Pisces and the Year of the Monkey. Now we're talking specifically about you, our friend, or for anyone who you might be friends with or close with, who is Pisces Sun combined with the Year of the Monkey. Now, as with all these videos, I like to say that we are dealing with a combination of two different cultural strands of wisdom, of time fermented symbols, which have proven through behavioral science of cultural peoples to be quite exact, concise measurements of personality and behavior. The Chinese, I say this in all my videos just for the sake of it, the Chinese have been stewing on their particular metaphysical flavor of astrology for like 3,000, 4,000 years. People have been talking about, in China, about how the monkey, the sign of the monkey, the animal figure, as an astrological archetype, relates with all the other symbols. Chinese astrology is actually much more in-depth than just the year sign. There's also the month sign, the day sign, and the hour sign. And these are all, just like we say in Western astrology, there's so much more to your chart than just your sun sign, than just your Pisces sun. There's also the moon sign, there's the rising sign, the time you were born, the place you were born, where the other planets were in the chart. The sun is just only one figure in the chart. And it's the same thing with Chinese astrology relating to your year sign. But the archetypes are still important. And we're talking today about the Year of the Monkey, but it's really the year, the month in a way. You can see yourself in the month sign. The day of the monkey and the hour of the monkey. If you have any of these and you're a Pisces Sun, this video should relate to you. Now we're talking specifically about sun signs with regard to Pisces. I'm a Tropical Vedic astrologer. I consider myself in the same line of methodology and measurement and reason as Ernst Wilhelm, Ryan Kirksack, Vic DeCara, and these guys. These are my teachers who I align with, and so I don't measure the planets through sidereal rashis. I measure the planets and their positions through tropically designated sign positions. Regular Western astrology for anyone watching. So, But if you were watching, this is specifically related mostly to the sun sign. That's what the authors cater their descriptions to, who we're going to be reading from. You can get something out of this video if you're a Pisces rising or a Pisces moon, because those are very close to the nature of the personality, the rising sign and the moon. They're the personal signs, right? Or the personal planets, rather, blah. So today we're going to read from various authors. One of them is this little book, the Zodiac Diagram Group, just to give a quick taste of the monkey. We also listen to the Chinese horoscope, the Handbook of Chinese Horoscopes by Theodore Lau and Laura Lau. We also talk about Mantak Chia's Cosmic Astrology, and also Susan White's The New Astrology. All of these are just essentially talking about Pisces monkey through various different authors' takes. So we get different perspectives and opinions on the sign combination, because of course even what you are hearing from me is my interpretation of these symbols. The whole point I was saying that, like, we've talked about Chinese astrology. The Chinese have talked about their astrology for 3,000, 4,000 years. Us in the West have, since Babylonian times, whatever, we've been stewing on the symbols of our own astrology for also 3,000, 4,000 plus years, right? So we've been talking about the moon and the sun in Pisces, what the sun means to the soul, what Pisces represents in the evolutionary cycle of the soul. We've been talking about that shit for like 4,000 years. But we have never talked about when the sun is in Pisces and when the year of the monkey is in play in a person's natal disposition. We've never combined the Chinese signs with the Western signs. That being the case, it's very important for us as New World astrologers who have taken these cultural strands that have met in history, in time. We have to take the symbols, understand the symbols at the symbolic level, because it's hard to describe the energy fields of both systems. Maybe in the future people will be more distinct about these actual neurological layers of the energy field. For now, it's good enough for us to consider how the symbol of the year of the monkey relates to the symbols of Pisces sun. It's going to come through my own personal interpretation, and then it's going to come through various authors' takes so that we can get a little bit more opinions about this thing. And always take with a grain of salt whatever you hear here, because this is a new thing. You always got to do that when there's no scripture, when there's no authoritative text describing what we're talking about. We kind of got to go by feel a little bit. It's annoying, but for me it's kind of fun. I got Sagittarius moon, and I like to wheel and deal and do these kinds of things. So first thing I want to kind of do is talk a little bit about how Pisces relates to the monkey from my own perspective, building off of what we talked about in our first video. Again, you can look up Year of the Monkey, Jupiter-ruled sun, and you'll probably find that video. We just did it like 3 hours ago. Pisces sun. The Jupiter rulership of Pisces relates pretty well to the monkey. There are what we talk about, we look for confluence when we're combining the Chinese sign with the Western sign, and we say, what does the Western sign bring to the monkey, which is positive? Also, what does the Pisces sun bring to the monkey, which is negative? We also talk about because we're Western astrologers, I'm mostly a Western astrologer, I'm taking on the information of the Chinese astrology and saying, what does the monkey bring to the Pisces? And that's positive. And what does the monkey bring that is crippling to the Pisces? Generally, they're pretty good. They compensate for each other quite well. The discerning theme, I would say, is that Pisces' watery empathy can be very empathic. There's times when Pisces doesn't feel capable of expressing what it feels in the moment sometimes, or at least Pisces and monkey are both indirect. When they say something, it's almost like they're gonna say something out of the corner of their mouth. Pisces. Because they don't want to speak directly. They don't want to cause conflict. They don't want to cause direct conflict. They're very sensitive. They got a sensitive constitution sometimes, unless they got a very strong sun. If the Pisces sun person has like Jupiter trine their sun, if they've got Venus trine or opposite or conjunct the sun, if Mercury's there with the sun and helping it expand itself, if the sun is good in Digbala, which means if the sun is closer to the 10th house, the sun always does better closer to the 10th house. When the sun is in Pisces, it's very close to its exaltation point in Aries. There's lots of good having sun in Pisces, actually. The Pisces sun isn't as frail as Pisces moon. Pisces sun has sun strength because the sun is very close to Aries, its exaltation point when the sun is in Pisces. The closer the sun is to Aries, the more it lives for the king is living for its own needs. It's aware of its own spirit. The kingdom has a whole metaphysical constitution of what it's best at, of what it tries to do. And when the sun is close to Aries, like it is here in Pisces, when the sun is close to Aries, it considers everything that it can do based on the spiritual nature of the individual, based on what it projects itself to be. The king is not listening to the market people. Like when the sun is in Libra, the king of the chart is listening to the market people, listening to the other person's desires. They live for the other person's desires, and we love Libra for that, but it gets aggressive even in Libra because it's not doing what the sun is best at, which is living radiantly for its own sense of what it's best at. Pisces can be good psychologists. They can understand themselves in context with the world around them. They allow themselves to feel what their nature is. And so they know what their nature is. They know what they're capable of. They know what they're good at. And they tend to be artists. They tend to be creative. They tend to, we need somebody in life, like Pisces tends to be a more capable artist at the pure sun level. Of course, I'm a Vedic astrologer, and I consider that the sun is not the same in every sign. The sun has strengths in certain signs, and that's what I'm saying. The closer it is to Aries, it has a certain strength. Also, the fact that Jupiter is a friend to the sun doesn't hurt either. The sun has friends and it has enemies. The sun is not a good friend to Saturn, for example. So the sun has a harder time in Capricorn and Aquarius. It even has a harder time in Taurus, although Taurus, again, is close to Aries, the exaltation point. Pisces is a warm, gooey spot for the sun. Lots of potential for bliss. Even though they tend to be, they're a water sign, and they're mutable. They're very sensitive. They're empathic. But the sun here can be noble. And even though they're very sensitive and they shy away from direct confrontation, they'd rather not deal with direct confrontation from other people. They don't want to do things wrong. But this is good for the sun. This helps the sun to be glorious to everybody. Everybody sees Pisces sun as doing what the sun is supposed to do, which is reaching inside itself and saying, this is what I want to be, and sacrificing. They will sacrifice for their emotional needs. They will sacrifice their comfort. They will work hard to establish themselves towards whatever reputation, towards whatever spirit they project themselves as, to whatever glory they want to shoot for. And people readily accommodate positively to the Pisces sun nature, usually, especially if the sun is good aspects and stuff like this. So Pisces is a creative person. They, like I said, it's a better sun projection for an artist than Virgo. Because when the sun is in Virgo, it still looks into the details of things, but it's analytical about it. It tries to see, what am I trying to build? and it tries to deal mentally with it, and then it deals like, how can I analyze this to be a perfect artistic creation? They kind of take themselves out of their art, Virgo sun. Pisces is dissolved in the arts. Whatever they make, they do try to be perfect. And the funny thing about Pisces is that, oh, but you don't understand that little flick tail I did at the end there. It looks like it's not perfect, but that was actually exactly the mistake that I wanted to make. It's like, gosh, who's that hippie painter guy that everyone knows? God, I wish I could think of his name. I'm sure if you guys could give me, if anybody wants to give me a comment to who I'm talking about. He's that hippie painter guy, and he makes a little bush, and he just like, that little, see this little bush right here? It's just so perfect. Oh, it looks like I made a little mistake there, and maybe I did. But in art, ladies and gentlemen, in the expression of your soul's passion towards a medium, there is never a mistake. There's only happy little accidents. Whoever that painter is, you know. Pisces is aware of this. And so Pisces generates energy by forgiving themselves for mistakes that the universe sometimes gives them. The universe isn't always perfect, and the Pisces has an ego about them. They have a Jupiterian ego in the sense that they are projecting themselves to be someone who's expansive, someone who's well received, someone who is culturally refined. You know, we could talk about the fact that Jupiter rules Pisces in the same way that Jupiter rules Sagittarius. And so these people want to they have a conscious way of giving themselves the space to feel good for expanding and exploring their artistic powers and passions. And in order to do that, you have to forgive yourself when you make mistakes. You have to see criticism in the proper light. And they've got a psychological awareness of themselves and others. They're empathic. And the monkey nature, as we're going to learn, is also very into an understanding of human nature. So the Pisces monkey especially knows how people are, knows how humans work, and will forgive them, will forgive people. They have a great, the Pisces monkey is less blunt than the Sagittarius monkey. Although they're both ruled by Jupiter, the Sagittarius is even farther away from the Aries. Sagittarius is blunt. They kind of think for themselves in it can be an egoic way, and it can burn out monkey's desire to look reputable. Monkey wants to have a good reputation, wants to be seen as being capable and skilled in whatever it does. And sometimes the Sagittarius is a little bit freewheeling about that, and they might even get frustrated when they can't do it. Oh, I have all these responsibilities, and gosh, I got to be able to do it. The Pisces in this person is more accommodating to their own nature. They won't bite off more than they can chew. When they deal with something, they tend to go all the way through with it. And so this is the nature of Pisces. It's a capable, confident creator who is like, doesn't need, the thing about Pisces is that a beautiful bird doesn't need to boast. And this person has the potential to be a beautiful bird who doesn't feel like they need to boast. Now that's Pisces at its heart. They'll do work for themselves just because they feel like they're constantly cultivating a connection to their feeling like they're doing something meaningful. And that meaningful thing for them is their art. Art is a way of life. Everything in life can be art. Everything in life can be graceful to the Pisces. And they feel good. They feel purposeful. They're driven by Jupiter. Like Jupiter is philosophy. When we think of Sagittarius, which like is the Mula Tricona of Jupiter, we think of this buoyant, big picture personality who's looking at the big picture. So Pisces also is thinking about the big picture. They think that everything, every moment is a cell in the infinite unfolding continuum of infinite reality. And each cell is intimately connected to every other cell of every other moment in space-time. They have a quantum consciousness in this way. And so the Pisces is very sensitive to moments, and they don't ever want to be mean to somebody if they don't have to. They never will be mean. They'll be more indirect about it if they can. It can come out as passive aggressiveness with the monkey, but, for now we're talking about the positive aspects of the Pisces in particular. The sun in this person identifies with the constant cultivating and crafting and forging of a personality which works passionately for passion's sake. Whatever they do, even if it's the smallest little thing, even if they're a janitor, just working their mop into a corner, they're going to be artful about it, because this has as much meaning to the universe in this moment as the friggin' moon landing, because to them, every moment is that intimate, perfect moment. It's a beautiful place for the sun, especially if the Jupiter's well placed. If the Jupiter's well placed, then this person will positively be buoyantly charged to do these things for themselves. The closer Jupiter is to Cancer, the more these people will understand that everything that they do is building towards a sense of their spiritual accomplishment in themselves. So they'll fail and they'll fail and they'll fail, but it's not about the failing. It's not even about the accomplishing. It's about the unfolding, the constant cultivating of the philosophy that life is engulfed by the fire of passion, and and everything can be perfect if you are internally engaged with it at that level. This is especially if Jupiter's close to Cancer, because Jupiter's philosophy is best expressed, its philosophical nature is best expressed when it's close to the values of the individual human. When someone is cultivating this philosophy within themselves, and because in themselves is the key to the hearts of everyone else. The transcendental, passionate heart in themselves is the same as in everybody else. So the closer Jupiter is to Cancer, like we're talking like if Jupiter's in Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, or Virgo, even Virgo, these people have a sense that the work that they're doing is going to be relatable to everybody at a deep level. When Jupiter goes more down to Capricorn, it's not thinking about what everybody would be good at. They're just thinking about what their boss is good at. Jupiter in Capricorn is debilitated. So if you have a Pisces sun, they might still take it upon themselves to feel impassioned about every little moment. But this is the person who will go and mop up a floor, and they'll still feel like they're connected to the infinite in that moment, as a Pisces will. But it'll kind of be wasted when Jupiter's in Capricorn, because they're thinking about not what everyone in the universe would possibly enjoy, the exalted expression of art, which we know Pisces to be capable of. If their Jupiter is in Capricorn, then they'll just deal with they'll be very good at accommodating for what the boss wants, specifically. Don't relate it to everybody, just relate it to what you are doing for me. And they're good at that. It's still a placement of Jupiter. They'll expand and they'll be reputable for being able to do work for anybody's good. It's just not Jupiter's best expression as being connected to what it can bring to the universe, especially for a Pisces sun. So consider all these things. If the sun is weak, if the Saturn is hitting the sun, or if Mars is aggravating the sun, if the Mars is square to this person's sun in Pisces, then they might get aggravated and passive aggressive about what they do, and the monkey will begin to play an important figure in their life when that starts to happen. So, what does that mean? What's the monkey all about? And why would a monkey's themes be suddenly exacerbated when we have an afflicted or aggravated sun? Well, the sun is the egoic energy in all of us, and we all got egos. I'm here capably talking with you guys about astrology. And if I came on here and said, yeah, so I'm really not good at this astrology stuff. Like, I'm really crappy at it, but here I am. I got my books. You know, I'm just hoping that you guys will just spend some time with me because I'm doing this for myself and it'll make me feel really good. It's a humble, that sounds like a humble ego, but it's, you know, you came here for astrology knowledge. Would you trust a person who doesn't have confidence in themselves to talk about all this shit? You see my point. There's not necessarily anything wrong with having a capable ego, thinking that it is capable of using its skills, its resources, its mind, its abilities to full potential, and confidently saying, I can do this for you. Like, I got this. You can lean on me. This is the monkey. This is the sun's nature. This is the nature of the sun, of the ego. And it's not a bad thing. We can lean on people who are confident about their sun nature. When you have Mars aggravating the sun, it's like, I can really do this for you. And like I'll get frustrated if you don't let me do this for you. That's like the sun coming through Mars. And Pisces can be passive aggressive at times because they don't want to be direct. They don't want to deal with confrontation, but they do know what's best for them. The sun is a magician who mentally manipulates the invisible girders of the world to fit the skills that the Pisces thinks it's good at and is capable of doing. Pisces just does everything indirectly, and it's part of what makes them look so graceful. They just do everything with such a plum. Everything is just comes to them. It's so abundant and just so natural. They hardly have to lift a finger. But meanwhile, inside their minds, they've been moving and manipulating the chess pieces on the board mentally in order that, and putting a lot of energy into it, right? So when someone comes along in the physical world, even with all their mental moving around and, you know, all this moving around, bad, gross obstacles that Pisces can do, when someone comes along and says, hey, you can't move around me. Look, Pisces, listen to me. They get like, what? They get like frustrated, like, just fucking email me and then I'll get back to you, for fuck's sakes. But I just don't want to deal with your intense energy right now. It's just the way Pisces is they'd rather not have to deal with that gross kind of direct, intense confrontation. They will if they have to, especially if the sun is strong. Anything aggravating the sun will cause this person to want to get an ego energy out, but Pisces gets their ego energy out like in a slow consistency rather than an aggressive sort of wrenching it out of anybody's hands. But when Pisces is strong and people understand that they're empathic and that they're very skilled and that they're quiet and modest about it, you know, they know how to look good to people for what they do. They know how to, being ruled by Jupiter, we learned in our other video, that Jupiter, the ether, Jupiter's ruled by the ether Pancha-Tattva. And the essence of ether in Jupiter is knowing words, knowing good policy and conduct. They read a lot, and they have a good sense of culture and history, and they might look through the past of past regal figures who looked regal and royal and refined and held themselves with an artistic air. And the Pisces gets a sense of how professional that looks. And so they want to exude this kind of strength in themselves. And in order to do that, the Pisces is cool because they get a sense of the psychology and they say, well, in order for me to do that, I've got to be mentally healthy. I've got to be emotionally healthy. I got to be physically healthy. And I got to do all these things. This is Jupiter owning its own connection to these metaphysical principles of the self, which has to relate in the world. The world has ways that it deals. And humans are a microcosm of the universe, and we reflect everything that the world is. You know, in the same way that, like, when Pluto was in Scorpio and, like, the genital guts of the planet were getting churned and uplifted in this sort of way, Pisces knows that the world has genitals, and that humans, being a microcosm of the world, also have genitals. So that's a part of nature. That's a part of life. I have to consciously project myself as a person who understands this metaphysical artifice and deals with these things in a healthy way. Pisces people, one of the great skills that they can tend to have, especially if the Jupiter is closer to Cancer, these people know how to keep themselves well. And this is part of what affords them the grace that they have. You know, you might have some bludgeoning big fire type person, you know, Leo sun, who comes to them and says, hey, I'm the most capable person here. And the boss knows that I'm the best, and I can tell that you're not you're a weakling. So like, guess what? Now I'm in the hot spot. And the Pisces will be like, take it, buddy. I don't need that friggin' hot spot. It's all yours. I know that the boss has been coming to me for the diligent, slow, patient, delicate work that I do, for the way that I work, for the way that I talk to my boss, and the way I put up a professional air which anybody can enjoy. I'll be the ambassador for our boss, and he loves me for that capacity to do that. I mean, maybe depends on the business, right? If we're talking about an art world, if you've got an arrogant Leo who's just like got an arrogance about him, people in the art world, I don't know, depends. Art is anticipates Leo as well as Pisces. So it depends on the nature of the thing. But ultimately, a Pisces can seduce a boss by their grace and their diligent work and their consistent effort on time and all these things. If they got a good Mercury, which sometimes Pisces doesn't, because Mercury is probably close to Pisces, which is Virgo's debilitation point. In any case, now, this egotism score, the sun is our ego, and there's nothing wrong with having an ego. Again, it expresses capableness. The Pisces is good at being graceful and moving around the ego thing, but essentially they're modest about this ego thing, but they have an ego, and they'll come to you and they'll say, hello, ladies and gentlemen. If you see a Pisces do a presentation, they'll keep their hands close and they'll say, hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's so sweet to have you all here. I'm very glad. Come on in. I've got some ambient music playing and some nice senses, and come into my beautiful presentation. It's this nice thing that I've been working on. I've been working on it for a little while, and here it is. And then when people look at it, the grand unveiling, swish, pull the thing, and the fucking giant, beautiful picture with so much effort, it's so much attention to detail, like almost like only a sun in Pisces could do. It's just like a perfectly conscripted piece of art relating to what everyone is looking for in the art piece. And everyone's like, wow, you really did take the time to do that. And they're like, oh, thanks. I appreciate it. You know, I mean, we're all artists, you know, so this is my contribution to the art community. And everyone looks at that as so darling. This is bound to come through the monkey as well. Now, what does the monkey bring to this? Well, the monkey is not quite as quiet about their capacities and skills. Let's talk a little bit about the monkey. The monkey is, it's a yang metal type. It's in what we call the water triad, so it's very political. It's very driven by the watery sediment of history. It's hard to explain that symbolism, but monkey is in the water triad as an animal. What the water triad kind of represents in this way, it's like ruled by Mercury in the Chinese system. Mercury is nervous system. It's impressions that have been laid over time. So the people in the water triad, like monkey, are sensitive to the immediate environment of the world. They're sensitive to world issues, present political movements that are happening in the present moment. They're activists, monkey is. And they use their activism to be seen as yang metal. They like to reflect an image of like an ambassador of some new world. Monkey is an ambassador of the new world. They are worldly savvy, technologically savvy, they're people savvy, they understand people. Note, of course, that there's a lot of praise given to the monkey in astrology. Monkey is the most capable of the 12 animal signs. Think of it this way. The monkey is the most close to humans. The monkey tends to be a very evolved individual. Just for the sake of it, I'll say, I'm going to start reading a little bit from this, but it's the Little Giant Encyclopedia, the Zodiac, the Diagram Group. What this says about the monkey is that in some parts of China, the monkey is worshipped as the great sage equal to heaven. It's coming from The Journey to the West, and that's a whole story featuring this monkey character. Monkeys are also associated with adultery, justice, and emotionally with sorrow. But it's considered the great sage equal to heaven. The year of the monkey is closest to humans in the 12 animal cycle. So what's that all about? Their primary organ is their brain. They're sensitive at the nervous system brain level to whatever's going on around them. Not only in the political movements of the world, the feeling movements of the world, what is bothering people right now, presently, that the world needs, but they're sensitive to diplomacy. They're very good at dealing with people. They're good with sleight of hand. They're human aware people. They're aware of how humans work. They're very sensitive to how their craftiness and their mischievousness is, and they see that same human brain looking for the bottom line, the bottom dollar in themselves. They see it in other people too, and they're crafty. They just know how people work at a cerebral, technological level. They understand the technology which humans represent. Monkeys, as I understand it, they tend to have typically, they have a sense of what humanity means to an evolving planet. They know what the human brain is capable of, what it's doing to the environment, what it's doing to the planet, what it's good for, too. They're very business and capital savvy, typically. They're a metal sign. Consider, what I wanted to say about the metal sign is that they're reflective. They want people to see that they are a sharp knife which is capable and skillful and penetrating and effective. They want to have a reputation of being effective in whatever interests they take upon themselves to identify with. This is going to come through the Pisces sun, probably through art, through psychology, but through anything really. Mostly dealing with people, salesmen, sales clerk, a very crafty, so people can make a very crafty pawn shop salesman because they read into what the person wants, but they also know the value of the thing that they own. So monkey is a metal sign. Consider, we just talked about in the other Year of the Monkey video that we did, Year of the Monkey with Jupiter ruled sun. We talked about how monkey is the I'm having a brain fart. Fuck, what was I trying to say? Monkey is fuck, I lost my train of thought. I was trying to say that the monkey, being a metal sign, is reflective, and they want to be seen as very good at what they're trying to do, whatever it is that they identify with as the monkey, the capable, skilled person of the zodiac. So they want to be resourceful. They want to be reputable, recognized as being resourceful. Again, coming through the Pisces, this is going to show like a skillfulness, a savviness. The egotism here lies in the fact that the monkey wants to be, in a way, like the king of a something, the king of their own little world in a certain way. They can be egotistical. So whenever they become a high-end artist, or monkey is likes to build like festivals, for example. A monkey is a type of person who will have either a festival or a community gathering, again being sensitive to the political movements and situations of things. They will come to everybody at a gathering and say, hey, everybody, guess what? This year, in 2 months, I'm going to stake a claim for this particular piece of land where we can all come together and play music or have a community marketplace, right? And so what happens with Monkey is often dealing with this egotism of having initiated and started, because they're an initiator. They start things. They're innovators. They take a product that no one's thought of, that's very ergonomical, that makes people's lives easier, and they say, hey, here's this great idea that I've got. I just need a few people to help me build it all together, right? So let's say they get this great idea for some new type of handle for their paintbrush. Let's say they got their paintbrush and they've got like a grip handle that makes their painting that much more convenient. Let's use that as an example, just the top of my head. They say, okay, so I need this material. I need some kind of grip material, tar, rubber, whatever it's got to be. I know a buddy who works at the old recycled tire yard, who I can go melt down a bit of this rubber, make me this like handheld thing. I just need to get a mold from my other buddy. So I've got this other buddy who makes this mold, this metallic-y, they've got a metal thing where they make the shape of this, it's like a mold where it can go and then you pour the rubber in and you release it, and it's got the ergonomic shape of a human hand on this awesome paintbrush, right? The Pisces monkey will say, here's all the people that I need to do this. Now, I don't have the money to really get it started, but what I'll do is I'll promise all of you guys consistent work if you help me with this idea, if it comes through, and if I sell it, just make me one. All you got to do is make me 1 or 3. Make me 3 of them, and I promise you guys that just trust me. I'm going to give this to an investor. I'm going to sell the shit out of it on Dragon's Den or whatever the heck that thing is, and you guys will be my go-to guys for when I do that, for when I do finally get it going. And that's an interesting example, but the example I was trying to go for was like, if it's a marketplace, and yeah, let me try to steer this in the right direction. Let's get a marketplace going on. We need people to make tents, and we need metal rods to stick in the ground to make these tents and stands out of, right? So he goes to his metalworking friend and says, hey, I need this metal stuff in order to make this community marketplace. And the guy says, okay, I can do that for you. But what I need is like some vegetables. I'm really been looking to get like a vegetable service happening. And so what the monkey says is, all right, well, I happen to be doing a local village market. So if you get me the metal that you want to give me, let's just not even deal with money. Just supply the metal. And when I finally get this village market going, I'm going to tell everybody that they don't have to pay for their tents. They don't have to pay for their stands. All they got to do is give some of their vegetables to you. And then the guy says, great, right? So get the metal, set up the community marketplace with it, assuming that everyone's got vegetables that will satisfy the other customer. They might not even know that there's going to be people at the marketplace that have vegetables, right? So they're like, okay, I got to make this happen. So they go to the community market and they're like, okay, guys, I got tents. Now I need somebody to do vegetables because this guy's asking for some. And everyone's like, well, no one does vegetables here. So the monkey is like, okay, so what do we have at this fair? Maybe it's like I make garden tools. The monkey says, great, I'm going to take this to a buddy I know, give him some gardening tools in exchange for the vegetables, and everything will work out fine. This is the wheeling and dealing nature of monkey, is that they look confident. So when when the monkey says to the village community, guys, I got this. Trust me. Just bring all your shit. I'm gonna get the vegetables that. No, what am I trying to say? The monkey will say to all the people at the village thing, if you guys come here, there will be tents. You don't have to worry about bringing your own tents. I've got the metal for the tents. Everyone's like, okay, monkey, all right, we trust you. You're doing it all yourself just like that? That's weird, but whatever. And monkey says, just trust me, right? Goes and gets the metal, brings it, and then the one person with the tools, they go and give the tools to the farmer. Then the farmer gives them the vegetables. They give the vegetables to the guy who needed the metal, and everybody wins. And who looks the best at the end of it all is that capable, plucky, confident monkey who everyone leaned on and said, don't worry, guys, I got this. Especially with the Pisces sun. This person will be creative, diligent, and will be smooth in business, will know the values of the items that they're dealing with. The monkey is crafty. It's metal. It's got a sense of its reputation and what people think of it. And it's constantly bolstering this confident personality, even though, like the Pisces, again, the Pisces is indirect and it doesn't seem like it would be confident typically. The monkey here really compensates for the quiet nature of the Pisces. It brings out a crafty businessman, just like, trust me, baby, I got what you need. Pisces monkey's life easier and to make your life easier. And the monkey will even cinch the deal so that he gets, knowing human nature as he does, he'll get himself a little bit of the pie. So what'll probably happen in this whole town situation with the town market is monkey will say, great, I've said all this, so isn't this wonderful? Look at all this trading of energy and art and artifice and all these things. Isn't it great? So now that I've set all this up, I did it all out of the goodness of my heart, of course. You know, what can I say? I'm capable. You guys needed the guy? Look at that. I'm the guy because I'm just so fucking capable, aren't I? Right? Now, obviously, there needs to be some kind of treasurer to deal with all this money and resources for this community market. And since no one else is going to take it upon themselves, I mean, like, I might as well do it. I'm the one who's got, you know, connections to all these things. If you guys don't mind, I'll take the treasurer role. I mean, it's an annoying role, you know, it's an annoying thing, of course, but just like it was annoying for me to have to bring all these things together, I like to do it, guys. I'm super capable. So, you know, I'll be the treasurer. I'll take care of the money. And I'll make sure that everybody gets value that they need when they want to come and do their business at this market. And everyone's like, you were doing this humanitarian thing. You sensed that we all needed a marketplace. You sensed this this watery connection to the political movements of the world. And you came to us and said, well, corporatism is, Walmart's drowning us all. The big corporations are winning. So what we need to do is get a free local market. And that's what Monkey based all this stuff on. And so everyone's like, so you did that, and that was great, but now you're doing the capitalist thing by asking for recompensation for your effort. But the monkey says, well, any good business needs a little bit of recompensation for the effort put in. I'm just taking what money I need to be the person who gets all these wheels coming together. And everyone's like, well, someone's got to do it, so I guess it's got to be you. And the Pisces monkey starts to say, So, you know, pool it in. And if this monkey person is good, they'll do that with this organization. I mean, typically the monkey isn't necessarily interested in lining their own pockets, although they can be. They can be very politically manipulative in that way. But Pisces tends to do it for the ultimate good because they're sweethearts really at the center of things, especially if the Jupiter's well placed. If the Jupiter's close to Cancer, then these Pisces monkeys will be manipulative, but it can be wisely used. And that's sort of a key thing to discern there. The Pisces in this person, combined with the monkey, can be politically manipulative, but it's towards a universal end that is good for everybody. And the Pisces monkey will probably be known as being a political figure who can manipulate other political figures for everyone's best regard, especially if Jupiter's closer to Cancer. The best example I would give you is this, okay? We talked about this in the other video. I'm giving lots of examples, but we're going to talk about other artist depictions of this sign combo soon. Let's say we've got a Pisces monkey who is an environmentalist activist, right? And they get into politics because they want to make political active movements in local environment situations and politics and this sort of thing. They're an activist. And so they get into politics, but they have to play the sleight of hand thing that politics is. It's just the way politics is sometimes. So let's say the people vote in the Pisces monkey, and the Pisces monkey says, I'm going to push for environmentalism. And everyone says, great, get him in there. Awesome. Launch him up. So he gets on this political position of being an environmentalist. And then the Pisces sun monkey goes to an oil distributor, someone who makes like oil and all these things that are like bad for the environment, and gives them actually like, they say to the oil company, listen, everyone thinks that I'm Mr. fucking environmentalist. So if you line up my pockets right now, I'll make sure you don't get hit so bad when this environmentalism activism issue comes out. Oil producer says, fuck yeah. Big Texan guy with the big belt, just, well, Sonny, you sound like you got a deal. And then the Pisces monkey goes, lines his pockets with this Texan, this oil company thing, and then goes and says, all right, everybody, well, guess what? We are going to clamp down hard on environmentalism. And they use the money that they got from this Texan oil guy to actually burn the oil guy. So they fuel like either a protest or like a media propaganda movement which says no more oil, or like to boycott this like guy. And the Texan guy's like, what the hell, man? You said that you were actually going to help me. And the Pisces monkey is like, sorry, chum. Looks like you weren't sly enough on the draw. That's like this monkey consciousness wheeling and dealing in that smooth Pisces way. Oh, I'm just so trustable, aren't I? Actually scissoring and fucking over an enemy for their better interest. And everyone looks at them in that moment as the nice guy who is doing the good for the environment. I guess it's a wacky example, but you see my point. These people are interested in being seen as being a productive, movement-oriented member of society. Monkey is crafty about it. I got to start talking about the monkey because we're already 52 minutes in here. So I want to talk a little bit about how monkey relates to Pisces, at the pure nature of monkey, okay? This comes from the Little Giant Encyclopedia, the Zodiac Diagram group. First, I feel like I should check our comments because I just realized I haven't checked them at all this whole vidya. And as I always like to say, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching, you can always feel free to make any comments if you like. We'll see them live, and I'll try to speak to them as per fits to the content of the conversation. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep rocking and rolling. Cool, Goosey. Nice to see you, my dear. So, let's learn a little bit about exactly, we're talking about monkey. We've already been talking about how they're crafty. They can be manipulative, but it can be used for positive good. They're very competitive. They don't like to lose. They don't like to be criticized. The Pisces can help to diminish some of this sensitive egotism in the monkey. The Pisces just is so naturally modest and smooth, and People see this in the Pisces, and so it can move around some of the heavy, like, egotism of the monkey, the competitiveness of the monkey, in ways that the Sagittarius monkey doesn't get. So, the monkey personality: highly competitive and insatiably curious. Monkeys are very shrewd. They are intelligent and ingenious and try to make the best of any situation. Monkeys are quick-witted and never at a loss for words. They have a reputation for trickery, sleight of hand. Although monkeys can be scheming and are good at manipulating people, they use these skills wisely. They especially don't want people to know that they're manipulative. Sorry if this is you, and maybe don't tell your friends that you're a monkey or whatever. But anyway, it's probably good for you to hear this either way. They're good at manipulating people, and they can use it wisely. Again, they're a human amongst animals. They consider themselves the capable one who can see beyond objectively. They see themselves in the context of what a human is. And they don't let that, they don't let the usual foolhardiness of some humans, or who often act like animals. You know, they're looking above that. They know human nature, and they know the pratfalls that people fall into. So despite the fact that they're good at manipulating people, monkeys are quick to stop others who manipulate them. Monkeys try to be honest, but will tell a lie if it is convenient, and if it is just what's best for everything, if they sense it in the moment. It wouldn't be good. A strong sun in Pisces won't lie that much because they're trying to cultivate and develop a sense of their impassioned connection to their honest spirit. And Jupiter is blunt and honest in general. Although Jupiter can be savvy and can know what to say at the right times. So this person can be someone who even deludes themselves into thinking positively about anything that happens. Any old traumas in their lives, which might typically make somebody feel like bad about something. You know, it's like if the Pisces monkey, their first girlfriend, you know, maybe they're a bit too aggressive with them or something, or like they're trying to like have a relationship properly with a girl and it just doesn't go well. The girl shuts them down after a bit, and that might cripple especially some Pisces, because like, I tried so hard to be this thing. The Pisces in this person, while they're sensitive, that's more of a Pisces moon. Pisces moon would feel like, oh, I'll never get over that. But the Pisces sun is projecting itself to be what it wants to be. So they'll see this trauma and they'll kind of be like, well, that's, you know, that's part of what happens in life. I mean, that must mean to me that my spirit must have been going for some other lover. My spirit must have been being guided from somewhere else. So I can forgive that girl. I can forgive myself for having failed in that moment. It's almost like the monkey is trying to they're trying to even delude themselves, but you fake it till you make it is what part of the monkey consciousness is, like whatever gets you to where you gotta go, whatever you gotta tell yourself to get there, just fucking send it, bud. That's the monkey consciousness. And the Pisces in this person too blends the universe, or their conception of the universe, towards whatever it is that they're trying to do. Ugly things that happen in their lives, sometimes they'll just be like, blah, whatever. That's like an unfortunate thing, but I'm not going to let it bother me, because they're so empathic and intuitive that it could bother them if they let it stick on their minds. So they'll find every excuse they can to delude themselves into thinking that they don't need to think about it. And a lot of times, most of the time, it's for a productive purpose. Just make sure you don't get yourself caught in any self-delusions of grandeur or anything like that. Secret monkey. In public, monkeys always appear lighthearted and carefree. In private, however, they may be nursing deep feelings of insecurity. So on the surface, the reflective surface, monkey is just like carefree and chilling and always sort of good to go. But they might actually feel a bit insecure on the inside, because this is part of monkey's thing. I'm super friggin' capable. I'm the guy. I can get anything you want. You can lean on me. And a lot of the times it's true. Again, they fake it till they make it. They might not even feel like they can do whatever they promise. But if the sun is strong, if they're consistent, and if they just say, well, I've promised these people I could do this, let's see if I can actually do it. The monkey is actually crafty, and they will pull a rabbit out of their hat, and they will make whatever promise they gave. They'll just find some way to make it happen. They're objective about their own nature and what they have to do in themselves to stop them from obstructing the path that they need to walk in order to get where they want to go. So, but in private, though, they might feel insecure, even though on the surface it's yang metal and it's capable and it's the guy that you need for anything you need. Monkeys get very hurt if they feel rejected or shut out, but they will make light of the situation and cover their true feelings. Yeah. It's just the way monkey is that they put on a face of whatever this is whatever. We fail sometimes, whatever's on my reputation. Yeah, that did happen. It's, it's just the nature of whatever it was that happened back there. It's the nature of music, They were in a band and they had to break up with the band because there were some gross emotional insecurities on their part. The people didn't understand them. They weren't communicating properly. Everyone in town is talking about how they might not have been the best that they could have been in that band. But when you talk about them with it, it's like, well, it's just the nature of people sometimes, I mean, I tried to deal with them based on what I am. They tried to deal with me based on what I am. Sometimes it just doesn't happen, All you can do is forgive and forget and move on. Meanwhile, they were deeply hurt or insecure or there was some gross thing happening. But they're like, it's going to be fine. And a lot of the times because of that wheeling and dealing and capable thing, again, we love the monkey for their feeling like they're capable of doing anything and making anything happen with that faith. Not even faith, but that sort of like intelligence is the word. These people don't run on faith, really. Sometimes they can, but they're very scientific. And there's a solution to every problem, really. So these people have a faith in that sense that any solution can be found, and they'll probably, if there's a problem, there's probably a solution for it. These people have that intuition, but it doesn't come from faith. It just comes from an understanding of nature and the universe and evolution. And the fact that we're on this place with these brains capable of analyzing anything to the nth degree. Just give me enough time and I'll figure it out. They don't believe it. They know it. All they got to do is just explain to people that I know that I can do this and just give me a chance and I'll hack at it. And they're probably right. They probably can do anything, these people, if they're put their minds to it. It's just whether they'll come through with it on time, with the right amount of resources, with what they said they would be able to do it in, right? So, now that we've talked a little bit about the nature of the monkey and its essence, and we've talked quite a bit about Pisces too, we are going to read from the Handbook of Chinese Horoscopes by Theodora Lau and Laura Lau about the nature of Pisces sun coming through the year of the monkey. And as usual, if you feel like it, feel free to chime in and we'll keep it going on. Now, this is the nature of Pisces monkey. Cool as a cucumber, delicate as the scent of lavender, and as intricate as a maze. The calculating but innocent-looking Piscean monkey will be the perfect middleman or woman, benefiting from all the buyers and sellers of the world with unparalleled ease. buying and selling especially, because the Pisces is such a sweetheart. You would never think that they're thinking that deeply about the final bottom line of value of the item that they're buying or selling from you, because the Pisces, just that smell of lavender is just so pink and so sweet. You never suspect that they're really thinking deeply about the bottom end of what they're getting out of the deal. Because the monkey in this person is thinking about that, you know? The monkey is naturally charming, and Pisces is never outdone when it comes to casting mystic spells. The monkey's metal is a vessel here, which contains the fish's mercurial sentimentality, giving his talents more form and substance. So the monkey's metal, craftiness, resourcefulness, gives the Pisces' already talented. Pisces is this watery, it's awash with sensation, feelings, and relation. The Pisces relates their experiences to every human's experience in the world. They feel love for the opposite sex, or the same sex, if that's your thing. They feel love. They feel the love they feel for animals. They have a transcendental sense of love that everybody has the capacity to feel. And they have the ability to channel that through an expression of language, because Jupiter is linguistic in language, but I don't necessarily mean like word language. You know, my hand is speaking a language right now. You know, everything we do is language. My hair is a language. It's speaking something. You know, octopuses, they communicate with each other through neurological lights in their system. Their cells light up in different colors when they're making love to each other. They turn green and red and all these colors, and there's a language there, even though they're not saying I love you. So the Pisces, the monkey's metal gives an intuitive resourcefulness of any material that they can bridge realistically and practically for those wispy genius intuitions of the Pisces. And the metal is carrying the water here, essentially. And it's a very mystical, artistic combination that's available here. Lots of potential for talent and the expression of talent in a realistic way, in a pragmatic way. Monkey knows, like, I know what I need to realize that vision of a cool material item, and I know what can't be done. I see this mystical thing, and there's so much there that I could hack at, but there's only so much that I can get out as an impression of this artistic and sensation that I'm feeling in my mind. I'm going to get out enough of it through some material that people are going to relate to what I was ultimately getting at. Monkey is practical and realistic about the materials and resources it needs to do what it wants to do. It's a pretty good combination. You know, the Pisces softens the egotistical capability feeling and fake it till you make it, and I can do it of the monkey. And the Pisces also doesn't feel the need to capitalize on a blunt, aggressive manner, even though it can be passive aggressive. Pisces, especially coming through the monkey here, can certainly be passive aggressive. When someone undermines this monkey's reputation as being capable of doing what it needs to do, someone comes along and says, yeah, I heard about that asshole at that shop, and he's not very good at getting what I asked for. You know, it's like, say Pisces monkey is a mechanic at this corner store that everyone has known for years. Someone comes along one day and says, you know, he's not really that great at that store. I didn't have a good experience with him. The Pisces monkey, thinking of its reputation and this unjust slander to its name, might come along and say, well, I mean, coming from someone who doesn't know a wrench from their elbow, kind of makes sense that they wouldn't have worked well with me, right? I mean, if this guy knew a thing or two about cars, maybe he would know about what I could have properly done for him. Plus, he's kind of an asshole. I mean, I'm a businessman, and I can deal with most people, but that guy, that's like Piscean passive aggressiveness. And they probably wouldn't even say it to the person's face if they, I don't know, maybe they would. Depends on the Pisces monkey. They got other things in their chart, but typically the Pisces, if anyone comes along and says to the Pisces monkey, hey, asshole was saying that you really suck at your job, Pisces monkey will be like, well, duh, that's because he's an idiot. Coming from an idiot, that's not an insult to me. That's the passive aggressiveness that Pisces monkey can display. It's passive aggressive, it's there, but I don't know, in my interpretation, it's a little bit less abrasive than the Sagittarian variety, although it can sting just as deeply. So, now that we've wrapped a little bit about Pisces monkey, well, we're still going, really. This next reading comes from Cosmic Astrology by Mantak Chia and William Yu Wei. Mantak Chia is one of the premier teaching authorities of Chinese Bazi, Chinese astrology. The big three are Master Zhongseng Wu, who wrote this with his wife, Dr. Karen Taylor Wu. It's Calculating the Bazi. This is the most recommended book that I could possibly give on the subject of Bazi. It's the best. It tells you about what does the year sign mean? Why is it calculated that way? What does it mean that it's calculated that way? It gives you a bit of astronomical context, but not in a way that's like, I'm not an astronomy guy, but this book really grounds the metaphysics of what Bazi is all about, why the figures are what they are. Mantak Chia is the second most, he's also an authority. The three big ones are Master Zhongseng Wu, Master Mantak Chia, and the third one is Joey Yap. Joey Yap's this young entrepreneur, fresh out of China, he's not that young, I guess, but he's fucking kick-ass. He's fire horse, and he knows his fucking shit about Chinese astrology and how to be a capable entrepreneur and pushing Bazi as a formidable, useful, practical methodology for business people in the material world today. Joey Yap. It's pretty good stuff. Now, let's read a little bit about, now that we've talked about Pisces monkey and a little gumball from that first handbook of Chinese horoscopes, we're going to start to get into different authors' interpretations in a more extrapolated way about Pisces sun coming through the year of the monkey. Pisces monkey. In fact, I'm even going to smoke a little bit of weed while I go about this. Pisces monkeys have no interest in striving for power. They definitely don't want to sit in the hot seat of power. They might not exactly relish being a boss per se. Although this is the kind of person who would like the comfort of executing people towards a directive, which is intelligent, and for them to be dealing with their subordinates in a way that's not a hot spot for them. If there are other people trying to get their position, they're going to be like, look, just take it. I don't fucking want it if there's going to be people fighting me for it. But if their boss respects their opinion and the way that they deal with that particular field, and the boss says, look, if you just work for me at this spot, dealing with people so that I don't have to, the Pisces monkey will probably enjoy that. So, they have no interest in striving for power, yet they are naturals in leadership positions. What the Pisces brings to the table is spirituality and good looks. The Pisces monkey is a lover of beauty. I'm just going to smoke a bowl here to kind of keep myself in tune. This is like hour 7 of this series. Legal here in Canada, eh? The Pisces brings to the table spirituality and good looks. The Pisces monkey is a lover of beauty. The first thing that one notices about Pisces monkeys is their charisma. This comes about by mixing the happy monkey characteristics with the uninhibited Pisces. The Pisces is constantly crafting a connection with its spirit and taking it upon itself to identify with these subliminal projections that they seek to embody. So the Pisces can be part of the grace of the Pisces is that they are very free because they've identified with the gentle self that is pouring through their spirit. And they say, this is me. I can be this. And so they're uninhibited. And this gives the happy monkey, which is already happy, they're also happy being the natural, graceful Pisces. The monkey is known not just for being happy, but also for its problem-solving abilities. They are sensible. They have a great deal of practical judgment. The Pisces monkey takes the necessary steps to make it a part of their lives, the problem solving. If this combination sets out to get something, the odds are that they will get it. The Pisces monkey can be counted on to have a clean and stylish appearance without making a show of it. They look graceful and refined and elegant, but not too flashy or showy. They can be compared, perhaps, to the Duke or Duchess of the Manor, yet without a hint of snobbery. They're empathic and still animal-sensitive people. Whether that appearance is just a facade is somewhat up for debate. Their popularity and charm, however, is without question. They manage to combine the beauty of nature with class. Much of what they have was given to them by friends and admirers. This includes everything from fashionable clothes to jewelry and mansions. They have a feel of the international about their being. They do not have an arrogant bone in their body, yet they are refined. You can see the Pisces really takes out a lot of the arrogance of the monkey. Again, unless there's aggravations to the sun. These people just feel naturally graceful, and the monkey feels capable, and that's about that. Like the monkey feels like it can intelligently move through any obstacle. And when the Pisces faith says that this is a thing, and the monkey really realizes it in their capacities, then they're just like, wow, everything is just coming to me and everything is just groovy. Like, I know that, like, yeah, like, I know that smile looks weird, but like, yeah. Like, I know a Pisces monkey buddy. He's got Pisces sun, monkey, day. And they got this big, like, just this huge smile. And then they just do what they do, and everything that they do is just all part of this, like, monkey movement. Like, they're this, like, happy monkey that's just moving through whatever they got to do to survive and understanding that they can be groovy within that. Now, Pisces monkey in romance. There's a special fashion around Pisces monkeys. People fall in love with them in a manner they do not fall in love with others. they fall totally and deeply in love. The vanity of this combination likes that. Because others fall in love and pursue them, they can be perceived as weak. Others might try to use them, and that is a big mistake. Okay, so this is, yeah. Because others fall in love and pursue the Pisces monkey, they may seem weak because they're not the one going out for the love. They just have a grace about them that just draws anybody, everybody. But especially the opposite sex. There's an animal grooviness in them. It's like an openness to the Piscean channels of animal energy. But the monkey is refined and knows how to make himself look in control and mentally functioning and objectively seeing itself in context and not feeling like it just has to slobber all over someone. So they've got a groove and a refinement and a fun grace to them from the Pisces, but it's still, I mean, Pisces is graceful and refined too. The monkey is just exacerbating that, amplifying it. Catching, so others might try to use this person because they seem weak. They seem like they're not paying that much attention. And this is almost guaranteed to cause problems. Catching the Pisces monkey will probably require finances. This combination loves money, the convenience of it. They can get it, save it, and use it appropriately. They can for themselves. There's a lot of drama surrounding the love life of the Pisces monkey. In a manner of speaking, this is to be expected because of the beauty of such individuals that these individuals have. They have a natural beauty. Their beauty is generally more than skin deep, but because they are mysterious and charming as well. Part of the nature of the beauty that comes to these particular people. Not only do they have natural good looks, Pisces tends to soften the features towards this anyway. But even the monkey brings out a princely noblesse oblige, a sun, refinement of sorts, you could say. And I should mention that all this talk about drama surrounding the love life of the Pisces monkey, I mean, Pisces is very idealistic. It's ruled by Jupiter, which is knowledge bound, can be informed about historical times when different erotic scenarios were acceptable and in play. These people might have a sense that they might want to be like polyamorous, or like want to sleep with more than one person. It's the mutability of the Pisces that comes through and can really be mixing. It's a mutable sign. It tends to be versatile, and like whatever feels best or seems to be best, that's what the mutable signs tend to look for. They're kind of wisdom signs. So I mean, any sign can be polyamorous in this sort of way, really, but the monkey in particular has this nature about it where, I mean, Pisces likes to experience beauty exuding from itself, but also coming from its lover most times. So the Pisces doesn't want a lover who's going to be too critical at any time or too fiery against the Piscean desire for that chillness. And the monkey in this person, so the Pisces can evade conflict, and if there's too much conflict coming from a lover and if it's not worth it, they'll serve and they'll hold on to it if they do think it's worth it. But that worth itness includes how the partner treats them. And so you got to be delicate with the Pisces in general. Plus the monkey here. So there's a nature of the monkey which likes, it's the human nervous system brain organ concentration for the monkey. That's where they live their lives, in a world of sensation in the brain, like logical. I mean, not necessarily analytical, even, really. It's just their sense of the way things are, the way things have been, the way things are going. The monkey has this thing where they like to feel new sensations. They are constantly challenging themselves to feeling different sensorium sensations. They like rides and roller coasters and things, and typically, and what the Chinese say about the monkey is that it will go up to a tree, it'll unpeel a banana, it'll start eating it, it'll eat like half of it, and it'll go, oh, that's an even better banana. Grab that one, unpeel it, and then like start eating that, get about halfway through it, and then go, damn, that one's looking super ripe. Chuck that one, unpeel that one again. About like 5 bananas in, the monkey's gonna say like, wait a minute, am I even hungry? What am I doing here exactly? Oh, look at that one. Like, like this is something that the monkey personality, it's part of what charges these people. And it tends to eke into many parts of their lives where they just feel like they need a sensorium change at basic levels every now and then. Especially with this Pisces person, would want just like different sense changes, like maybe changing environments every now and then, or changing up the scene of their environments, feeling comfortable, comforting sensations, and these sorts of things will really probably be an important ground for these people. It might make them want to change scenes, change environments, or change emotional environments with those who they want close to them. Meaning that they tend to hope that the other person is changing with them as much as they're changing. And this sensorium, looking for the grass on the other side of the field type of sensationalism that the monkey can tend towards, might also add to the Piscean mutability and might make it difficult for these people. Not difficult, but there's a changeability here, which can probably easily see to it to changing partners, or not wanting to keep one partner, or even to have multiple partners, all enjoying a well-defined and hopefully high fidelity sensorium erotic emotional complex exchange. The problem is that if these people are beautiful, and if people do all love this person, and they love, there's a vanity in this person that loves all of the love, and this could turn into them being a little bit loosey-goosey about this particular regard. It's whatever, really. I mean, I don't know. I'm a rock and roll guy. I'm in a punk band. I get it. But the spiritualist in me wants to consider, number one, that the polyamory thing can be cool as long as you're keeping up your fidelity and not breaking any hearts. Because if you break hearts, monkey has a way of even dealing with its own emotions objectively. Sometimes the monkey, maybe not Pisces monkey as much, but monkey in general, looks at its emotions and says, wow, that's the animal part of me. Wow, look at that, huh? Geez, it's moving, and like, fuck, I mean, I guess I gotta deal with this thing. Like, if I don't deal with it, I guess it'll come up and obstruct me when I'm doing my work. This gets in the way of me looking amazing to my lovers. Fuck, this stupid, annoying animal emotion thing. What am I gonna do with it? They look at it objectively like that, and they're like, fuck, I guess I gotta deal with it. So that's just how they think about their emotions in general. And they're just like, when they're looking at you, they could actually be like, I have an emotion right now. And it's like, it's this bad feeling that I have that I've just got to get out. And then they'll like say it like that. They'll say it. They'll be in it they'll be outside of it as well as in it, in a funny sort of way. And so when they're dealing with love, there's a capacity for these people to deal with other people's emotions in that way too. This emotional shit that you're dealing with down there is really getting in the way of us banging real good and not thinking about the negative consequences of your emotions. It's really getting in the way of that, you know? But the Pisces here actually not only sees it through the monkey weird objectivity, this analytical, intellectual, human conception power that monkey has. Pisces actually feels that sensation in that person's gut just as much as that person does. So the monkey's like, okay, I have to deal with this for both of us. So maybe this person can be capable of dealing with emotions in the right way. But again, it's possible for them to depersonalize these emotions and just see the swath of orgiastic bliss coming from the sensation of feeling good from each other, from various different people. And in my opinion, that's okay as long as you have fidelity, as long as you communicate with the people that you're doing it with. Make sure that you're not breaking any hearts. I'm not giving you this from an ethical point of view, by the way. Don't think like I'm Mr. fucking, I don't know, Christian boy or some shit. What I'm trying to say is that if you go breaking hearts, you're going to have a reputation as someone who breaks hearts. And that will ruin your capacity to keep enjoying the sensorium thing that you keep trying to build up. People's emotions should be considered in your logic. However you consider a relationship, monkey, it's your thing, you know? I'm not a monkey. I got rat on my hour sign, so I feel like I can relate in some ways with this same... I think that's part of why I like psychology, but I digress. Whatever relationships ought to be for you, Pisces monkey, only you know that. Only you and your soul's final judgment on your intentions with everybody. The Pisces in you probably wants to be a positive idealist towards whatever love you're going through or talking about. In fact, monkey could probably even make a good political advocate and speaker about relationship, going outside of traditionally defined relationship models. The monkey in this person can advocate for it, and the Pisces in this person can understand it through Jupiter, through knowledge and experience and feeling and intuition of their own feelings. In any case, whatever you do choose to deal through with your relationships, my Pisces monkey friend, just consider that if you really are, if you throw friends' emotions under you already know this anyway as the Pisces monkey, but if you throw your friends' emotions under the carpet, it could bite you in the butt, and particularly for you, guilt-wise, emotion-wise. But since you're sensitive to that, maybe you could make this work, but it'll be delicate. And when one person wants you more than another person, you know, there's all this grabbing and emotional grabbing that could happen. You only got one genital going one way for a guy, and for a girl you got, I don't know, different holes. Whatever. My point is that you can only give so many people your attention and full stimulation and engagement at one time, and you got to communicate about what's okay with who's doing what when, and find something out. You'll be able to do it probably as a monkey if you get to this level of communication with what you got going on, and if not, it could be dramatic. You could have some drama in your love life. And if you are none of these things, of course, consider that if you got a positive Venus in your chart and a strong Saturn in your chart, you know, just because you've read all this about the mutability of Pisces and the sensation of monkey, there are plenty of Pisces monkeys who get married, who are happily, monogamously married, and for whom families are very fulfilling, and the banana that the sensorium change, that the new banana that they're constantly seeking comes in within this defined family structure. I mean, the year of the monkey is only your year sign or whatever else it is, you know, unless you got 3 different monkey signs, then there's a lot of this. And if you got lots of concentrated planets in Pisces, then it's probably a lot of this. But if we're just talking about your sun sign in Pisces, don't worry, you know, that's just one thing in the chart. You could still get whatever you feel like you want to do. If you want to get married to somebody, then this monkey sensorium sensation change thing will just have to work within and outside of your marriage. Meaning, like, you stay married and committed, you got kids, whatever, but change scenery every once in a while. Get a new job every once in a while. Change your walls, paint the walls, go on vacations and stuff, you know. These are just sorts of things that will make the monkey feel like it's doing what it's supposed to do, which is to intelligently pour itself into the amorphous mold that is reality, because monkey wants to be tuned to the metallic-y reality that is nature on planet Earth. It's like moving anyway. That's my point. Monkey wants to be feeling in the dynamic, dissolving alchemy of something. So you should hopefully be able to make that happen, whatever your romantic nature you decide to live by. Now, the Pisces monkey should avoid, this is Pisces monkey in relationships. The Pisces monkey should avoid Gemini as well as Sagittarius snakes and Virgo horses and boars. Virgo horses, that's interesting. At the top of the list for potential love partners are the Taurus, Cancer, Scorpio, and Capricorn dragon. Continuing with the positive realm are the Taurus, Cancer, and Capricorn rat. Another good choice is the Taurus monkey. So, yeah, I wanted to say that monkey, rat, and dragon are all in the same triad, the water triad. And so the monkey tends to relate well with dragon and rat. Now, family life. This combination loves pleasure and comfort and well-appointed rooms. They might live in a terrifically upscale apartment in New York or a famous and expensive hotel. This individual is generally not focused on being a parent while young, but with age, these feelings change. This is true with the overall picture of their lives as they become more responsible as they mature and experience life. Yeah, as they mature, they'll be more ideally like looking for deeper values in all this sensorium that they experience. Pisces monkeys love opulence in their homes. As lovers of beauty, they are very much into decorating their abodes, and it is common to find fancy, expensive, and exotic objects there. The furniture will surely be sturdy and conservative. They will not have tiny cramped rooms, but will likely have an impressive fireplace. Now, livelihood. This combination of Pisces monkey has a fine awareness of current events and knows how to put this knowledge to good use. They have mental strength. In addition to everything else, they are imaginative and can grasp things quickly. Should they be a boss, they will be loved because of their compassionate nature. They are able to be strict, but usually choose to get results via reason and suggestion rather than more directly. I'm just digesting all this. Usually choose to get results via reason and suggestion rather than more directly. As a parent, I see. Pisces monkeys can accomplish nearly anything they seriously set out to do or be. They are talented in most every respect, including both the physical and the mental. Dexterity, skill. They might be a bit accident prone, But this is usually because they are always on the move. I mean, they might be graceful enough to make it all look like, whoop, meant to do that. Duh. These people tend to be pretty graceful no matter what. But I guess, yeah, they can make those moans because they like to be so on the move, and even in the nervous system, they like to just have groovy energy just kind of coming out whenever they can. And they can just, whoops, sorry, my bad, drop a, something or something like that. Okay. Well, that was Cosmic Astrology by Mantak-Chia. So, we got one more reading to go. This video seems to be going longer than my usual videos, but that's okay. I think I'm going to go to the bathroom, and when we come back, we're going to check out the other reading of Pisces and Monkey. We got one more to go. It's from Susan White. I'll be right back. Well, folks, we got one more reading left, like I said. It's been a real slice. It's been a long one tonight. For our last reading, we are going to be reading from The New Astrology by Suzanne White. This is a lady who actually has contacted me. Miss White, I believe she lives in France. She's got a whole cool story that's kind of her life kind of marked out. She started off in the States and went to France, and it was the country of love, the land of love, and all this fun stuff. Sweet lady, and she's the one writing this book about the combination of the sun with the Western Chinese sign. It's sort of her own interpretation and her own experience with the signs. She's experienced people with all the signs. And writes about them, also going by the sense of the symbol. So always just keep that in mind. Whenever we're reading this stuff of this personal subjective nature, we always got to consider that it's not a scripture, it's not an authority, it's somebody's interpretation of the symbols, but it doesn't mean that it's not useful information. So, this is our last reading on the Pisces monkey. The keyword for Pisces is I believe. The keyword for monkey is I plan. It's interesting to think that belief might seem like an unrealistic and idealistic match for plan, I plan. Someone who believes, Pisces. Someone who plans, monkey. You would think that the Neptunian mutable, the wishy-washy believer might not work well with someone who's trying to diligently and realistically plan. But when you think about it, it's interesting that this is one Pisces whose beliefs can be quite conceptually marked out, and not all of it will be able to be realized, but this Pisces has dreams, bigger dreams than most, or more visceral and interesting dreams than most, ideas, faiths, and beliefs that they can do certain things. And since they already dream bigger than most, if they only make like 40% of that dream be realized with this monkey's planning and realistic pulling from the cerebral ethers of heaven, if the monkey can do that through the Pisces, or if the Pisces can do that through the monkey, since the Pisces already dreams bigger than most people, if that 40% of that manifested dream is still something for whom somebody with no belief could never even dream of. It's an interesting combination when you think about it. The merry monkey finds a new, more elegant external image under the influence of unrestrained Pisces. The monkey is normally level-headed. His job in the Chinese zodiac is to solve problems, big and small. Monkeys are born with common sense. Monkeys are natural leaders, but not necessarily power seekers. They have cunning and stability, a rare combination. Pisces lends spiritual grace and beauty to the nimble and spirited monkey. The result is a handsome person whose reputation for charm precedes him or her everywhere. This character loves loveliness and knows where to find it. What the Piscean monkey wants, he or she usually gets. They have natural style and class. People give Pisces monkeys elegant wardrobes and pretty jewelry, castles to live in, and honors to be proud of. There's something about the matching of creative perception with ruse and opportunism that makes for a very cosmopolitan character. It's matching the creative perception of Pisces with ruse and opportunism in monkey. That makes for a very cosmopolitan character. Interesting description. The Pisces monkey is sophisticated without being a snob. He or she will be well attired without bothering to be on the list of the 10 best dressed. The Pisces monkey comes closest to one of those swashbucklers or princesses in Gothic novels. They have spunky class. Interesting. Now, this class might be merely veneer. The Pisces monkey is a bit of a parvenu and one of the all-time great pretenders. But nonetheless, image is reality. And these people have got that noblesse image down to a science. The Pisces monkey charms and calculates his or her way through life. He shifts and squiggles and wriggles and slaloms his thoughts and investments, his or her loves and hates, to suit the needs of the moment. Yeah, it's like I was saying, that this person, when they're in a moment where their emotions are confounding them and bothering them in the way, they can squiggle and wriggle around it and just say, look, I will deal with you later. Right now I need to do what I'm doing in this moment. And so they can get by their own subconscious dirges, and if their moon is strong, they will take care to deal with them after they've moved them. If they don't, then they'll just constantly move from these things and be good at it, be good at faking a perfect personality without really ever feeling comfortable or happy. So it's important to meditate, realize when you've moved that energy that it hasn't left and that you got to deal with it. If you're a person who does that a lot, sit and meditate once in a while. Feel your impulses that you're supposed to be feeling. Just sit with them and just be fucking sad for like a half an hour if that's what seems to want to come through you. That must be a sadness that you've been stepping around. you know? This person knows how to get the best of most people that he or she tussles with. This Pisces is a born wheeler-dealer whose class act dupes throngs and skyrockets him or her to the desired slot in what seems like minutes. You see, monkeys are already cleverer than most of us. Monkeys usually have a good grip on their lives. But when Pisces joins forces with them, they become just that dab more fugitive and a tiny bit diffident. The Pisces diffidence, that dollop of eyelash batting modesty, is what clinches the deal every time. Diffidence, it's an interesting word. That eyelash batting modesty. It's like the Pisces adds with its earnest and modestness and its little cute little dab of that cuteness that Pisces can get. Just makes the monkey's grip on their lives that much easier to kind of hold on to, really. The Pisces monkey is peripatetic. They have a tendency to excess and may have health problems with anything from alcoholism to overeating. Pisces monkeys are not, however, self-destructive. They know when they must blow the whistle on their own indulgences. The Pisces monkey always recovers lost stability. Piscean monkeys are very sentimental. They know how to grab onto the feelings of another and hold them fast. In friendship as in love, the Pisces monkey sticks like day-old porridge. Yeah, that makes sense. For me, like, that whole polyamory talk kind of makes more... Yeah, it adds an interesting flair here. Maybe they could have the same sentimental love for various people, or maybe it actually could be easy for them to stick with the one person that they love. In friendship as in love, the Pisces monkey sticks like day-old porridge. It's a cute phrase. Pisces' usual liquid regard, with monkey incisiveness added, becomes a kind of tender glare. The general attitude of this monkey fish says, I love humanity, but if it tries to hurt me, I shall be forced to gobble it up. Piscean monkeys are never guilty of an intentional heavy-handedness. They are jealously aware of their own seductive powers. But oftentimes they are lazy about seeking dominion over others, preferring the vicissitudes of intricate personal relationships to the flat adulation of the public eye. Yeah, I guess they just like to be in relationships and just be connected to people. They can get that sentimental thing. They won't try to be some fancy celebrity king necessarily. They don't necessarily need the flat-out adulation of the public eye. They're happy with their little intricate personal relationships. Now, Pisces monkey in love. We doing okay here, folks? Good. The love stories of Pisces monkeys are as epic as those in the Gothics I spoke of before. These people involve themselves in passionate affairs of dramatic proportion and the biblical scale. Pisces monkeys are more than attractive. They are alluring and mysterious. People fall head over tea kettle in love with them. Pisces monkeys a bit vain, so he or she is pleased to be the object of someone's affection. But because this person is Pisces and sometimes appears passive, Lovers may try to take advantage of the Piscean monkey's good nature. When they do that, sparks fly. Misuse of monkey fish emotions is a no. You can see why, because they try to allow themselves to have this calm, compassionate nature about life. And if someone takes advantage of that, it shows them, it endangers this basic emotional niceness that they get around in. And if they are telling themselves you can't be that, it's like, no, but that's what I am. Nope, that's not what's happening right now. You know what I mean? It's like you're over flipping a critical part of their survival by abusing their emotions that way. And so they're not defensive or on the attack or counterattack. In the physical world, they don't care about it. But if you muck with their capacity to keep this emotional field, ain't gonna happen. So, if you are enamored of one of these rakish aristocrats, I suggest you get yourself lots of money. Pisces monkeys like money. They know how to get it and keep it. You share yours. They get to keep theirs. 1 for you and 2 for me. You will not have a dull life with this mover and shaker. They respond well to tenderness, but freak if they are made fools of. Step lightly. Yeah, definitely don't make a fool of them. And, you know, for what it's worth, I just said all that. But, again, we always got to consider that, like, maybe there's a symbolic meaning to what Susan White here is saying about this thing of the Pisces taking 2 and giving 1 to you while they take 2. Not everyone's going to be like that. Pisces is very ethical, and they like for everything to be pure and abrasive or unequal. Although the monkey in this person has the capacity to get what's theirs and make sure that they get what's theirs. And I don't know, whatever is your subliminal dirge, I'm not going to judge it, because I know that the monkey often, whatever the monkey does to take for itself, like we talked about at the start, when he's the treasurer, he's like, yeah, I'll take a bit for myself. Whatever the monkey does take for itself, the Pisces in this person tends to put to good use. So, don't let that go to your head, but whatever. Just consider anything we read in these books. If it says it, it doesn't necessarily mean it's you. It doesn't necessarily means it's the nature of Pisces or Pisces monkey or anything like that. Just always take it with a grain of salt. See the image of the symbol that the author's trying to portray. Compatibilities, we already did. Now, home and family. Luxury is the order of the day in Piscean monkey home decor. These folks like things ruffled and satined and lacy and velvet and made of pure silk, if you please. They are attracted to traditional furniture and large rooms with marble fireplaces. It's the chateau complex. Piscean monkeys are hedonists and will enjoy living in luxury hotels almost as much as in their posh homes. The Pisces monkey parent improves with age. As a young person, this parent may indeed be distracted from the serious side of parenting by his or her own good looks and success in the sexual sense. As they grow older, though, Pisces monkeys take increasingly responsible care of their kids. They are curious about their children's opinions and are receptive to criticism. The Pisces monkey parent will provide good schools and the lot, but he or she may be too busy to play checkers all afternoon with a sick kid. The Pisces monkey child, as a child, is a sparkling little imp of a teddy bear. You'll either want to hug or tickle this bright little tyke. He or she will be something of a daredevil and may clown around in school. The Pisces monkey is a social kid. Watch for signs of impending fame and fortune. And don't get yourself talked into things. This child at age 3 can already persuade you his bedtime ought to be moved to midnight. That's funny. It's perfectly logical, Mom. Oh, that's cute. Now, Pisces monkey in their profession. There is little that is closed to the Pisces monkey. They are versatile in the extreme and able to carry out orders with agility and zeal. They are physically able, although subject to frequent accidents due to their mobile lifestyle. And their mental abilities are sharp and attuned to what's happening in the world. They're strong-minded, too, and talented in both creativity and interpretation. The Piscean monkey boss will be loved by his employees and underlings. This person exerts charm before exerting authority. He or she will never stoop to humiliating the help. They are very humanistic, and although Pisces monkey probably can lay down the law, he or she will prefer to command through reason and good sense. The Piscean monkey employee is serious and willing to pitch in. He or she may not take to anonymous jobs where people work in cubicles. The Pisces monkey must be seen to be appreciated. Yeah, may not take to anonymous jobs where people work in cubicles for sure. This person needs the grace of human elegance and interaction and to prove and constantly just feel connected to how groovy they are in everything that they do, if they can help it. Some careers for the Piscean monkey are politician, insurance sales, admiral, actor, actress, ski instructor, artist, TV personality. Oh yeah. Some famous Pisces monkeys include Balthus, Rex Harrison, Ted Kennedy, Liz Taylor, John Updike, and Michelle Morgan. Cool. That was groovy. I do like reading about these signs, especially like I've got a buddy who has, like I said, the monkey on his day, and he's Pisces. And I see it so much coming through so many parts of this cutesy sort of personality of his. It's really cool to think about. I hope you guys enjoyed that too. Yeah, these videos were super long today. I'm going to try to shorten them, make them a little bit more concise. And I think I keep saying that, and I keep just making them as they are, really long. Oh, well, I guess it's better to have more data than not enough. I just want to make sure that all the data is concise. I'm always trying to build that better. So feel free to let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know if you think that I just prattled on where I could have just been doing more of the reading from authors' takes. I'm going to definitely try to get it closer to like an hour. Although it depends. If the info's good, why not blast it? So anyway, we're just going to look at our last of our comments. Bingo. All right. Very good. So yeah, folks, I'm Dustin Cormier for How to Rock Spirit. I love doing this stuff with you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to be moving to a friend's house soon, so I might not be doing as much broadcasting as I have been the last little while. at least until I get all settled in at my new place. So I love you folks, and I'll see ya when I see ya. Thanks for watching.